All right, week's end, baby. Just another Friday here in paradise. Ryan, what, what,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Ryan, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
It's
What's going
beginning
on?
to
Why?
look a lot like Week's End, right? The holiday spectacular. Yay.
Ryan,
Dun,
the
dun, dun,
holiday
dun,
spectacular is
dun, dun, dun,
next
dun, dun.
week.
What? Wait, what?
That's not this week, dude. It's next week.
What are you talking about? Dude,
Ryan.
I bedazzled this hat for Grogu. I mean, I spent hours on bedazzling this week, Graham.
I don't know what to tell you.
Jeez.
I think you kind of blew it here, buddy.
Man, it's been one of those weird time warp weeks again, folks. And I think I may have made a flub on last week's show. I think that's what.
Oh,
Think
that's
that's what
right,
happened.
because you blew it and told everybody the holiday
Yeah, I
spectacular
got
was
ahead
this
of
week, when
myself. I
really
got
it's on the
excited.
18th.
Got excited.
It's
I got
next
really
week.
excited. Okay, folks, we're posting a correction. I'm sorry. Grogu, I'm sorry, buddy. The hat has to go back in the bin. Grogu sad. Grogu sad. Okay, we'll handle that off camera, but
You take that Santa hat off. You are not allowed to wear that, mister.
Ryan has a sad. Okay, now my hair's doing this funny like Easter egg
What is
baby
happening
dove,
here? You gotta get rid of this red and white business going on here too, buddy. That is not who we are this
I'm
week.
sorry.
It needs to be sad and depressing like our lives. Much better.
All right.
Much better.
There
Very
we go.
depressing.
And I'm even going to take
That's
it down to the
terrible.
minimum. I'm taking it down to the minimal setting. That's how depressed we are, folks.
That is depressing.
All right. Well, that's okay.
You know what's not depressing?
Yeah.
The amount of new movies and shows that are coming.
Oh my God.
Let's
You are
talk
so
about
right.
it, dude. I woke up this morning and was like, what kind of fire hose am I drinking from here, brother? I couldn't believe it.
I mean, yeah. But first, I want to talk about one of the biggest surprises, which is
definitely.
this new show called Detectives.
Yes. This is really exciting.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Ryan and I are actually on the side very, very famous actors who have done lots of different series for Disney. More of it was done in the 90s and early 2000s, but they recently called us up and asked us to do a new show so that we are tech influencers by day and private investigators by night. So we'll hope you'll tune into Detectives, which I would just like to state is by no means a real show. None of this is real. We are not affiliated with Disney Plus in any way. Ryan thinks we're important enough to get sued. I think that's laughable. But the good news is that's not the only thing we've been asked to do. We're also reprising our roles as the evil, vile, and incredibly dangerous Super Space Brothers in Spider-Man 3. You may remember us from Spider-Man 1.5, the movie that had Toby Holland in it. It was a kind of a combination of actors. And it's really exciting. So we're excited to in no way do either one of these shows because neither of them are real, but we wish they were.
Or maybe they could be. I mean, here's the thing.
Hey, Disney Plus. I'm sure Bob Iger is watching. If
these
you're
are
watching,
the special,
Bobby, baby,
these are the special 4D glasses I think that we were wearing at
that's right.
But I love this because you know what? There was tweets this week about how the art of like, you know, we're going to get into this whole streaming versus cinema debate on the show today.
Oh, yeah.
But another thread that popped up was like the difference, you know, how they're going to need to bring back extras. You know, they're going to have to make these things feel special. Like, how are we going to make home cinema like as awesome as I think I felt when DVDs were introduced you remember all the special editions? So like Spider-Man 1.5 actually was a thing because they used to do like revs of DVDs with like extra footage and then branching features and all these extra stuff that it gets left out of the Blu-rays these days unless you buy like, you know, unless you pay like double for some super crazy edition.
Oh, yeah. Like where you own it digitally, which is so stupid.
Yeah. But DVDs used to just be special edition by default. Like they built all that stuff in.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Good stuff, man. All right, let's get into it, though. I'm not talking about this because this is the wrong slide, but Disney announced some stuff.
Dude, just a few things. 10 new Marvel series, 10 Star Wars series, 50, should we call them like Diz picks?
I'll
No,
allow
no, no. 15 Disney and Pixar series and 15 Disney and Pixar features. Man, this is great. I don't have to leave the couch for like 6 years. I'm psyched.
No joke, right? So I think this brings up the whole question about what we were talking about last week with Warner and their big sort of surprise announcement that they're going to release their slate of movies on HBO Max.
Yep.
And then all of the kerfuffle behind the scenes was that they had blindsided the talent, and it's they the suspicion is that it's all to try to boost HBO Max's subs to compete with Disney Plus, and then Disney Plus is like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we got you.
Yeah. Hold my
So,
subscription fee, right? I mean, it's
right,
just like,
right.
here they come. And there's a lot of really good stuff in here. This is not just like a bunch of cheeseburgers with only a few fillets. This is, I mean, holy moly, a droid story, more Mando, Lando, Patty Jenkins introducing Rogue Squadron by telling a story about her heroic father who was lost in the line of duty. Are you an F4 pilot? Are you kidding me? This blew
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mind away, dude. I was like crying in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. That's right, I said it. Crying in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot.
Well, the thing about this was that blew me away was that I just happened to click on this and she didn't put any title in the tweet or anything. I literally had just saw this Patty Jenkins tweet come up in my feed and I'm like, "Ooh, what's that?" I had no idea that I wasn't even really paying attention to the whole Investor Day thing. I mean, we were, I have a day job. We were working working yesterday and then I see this tweet pop up and I'm like, And I didn't
You know,
catch
you know,
the music at the
you didn't
beginning.
catch
Did
what?
you? There was kind of a sound at
No.
the beginning of like a fighter. Like when I rewatched it last
Oh, yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They were fighter jets,
Um,
yes.
but but I think it was actually the sound of a X-wing. I think it was very subtle. But then you get to the end, right? And wow.
Yeah. She's so cute. The thing that I really liked about this is that, um, first of all, I totally do not doubt that that is her car. I totally do not doubt that those are her rollerblades. And I liked it because it didn't feel overly rehearsed or polished. She was talking like she wasn't reading and didn't memorize. Now, I have no idea if that's true, of course, but she was talking like she was just talking about it. Like I would talk about, my whatever great uncle who was in the war. So, I mean, she just was talking.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I not only was I excited by what they showed, and am I incredibly pumped to see what she produces because it's going to be amazing. I love her work, but also the other thing that was interesting is I liked when she said she wanted to make the Ultimate Fighter pilot movie, or I forget how she worded it specifically,
Yeah.
but she said because of how I look, that was very difficult. That as a woman, Hollywood doesn't want women doing Top Gun. Well, that's stupid. So she's obviously going to make something that's incredible. That's going to make millions and millions and millions of fans happy. And I was just blown away by how they chose to do that announcement. I thought it was really, really, really great. Really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a personal announcement. So I didn't feel
Yeah.
cheated though. I mean, it was like, wow, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see what they do with this Star Wars EP. So Rogue Squadron is really only, most of even the YouTubers that were trying to cover this whole thing yesterday, all of the quote unquote content creator influencers, most of them didn't know what Rogue Squadron was because they don't have deep enough, I guess, history in the games, or, there's a lot of that lore came through in the comic books. So it's going to be interesting to see them bring that property to life.
Yeah, I'm really
Um,
excited about it. But I mean, that's the tip of the iceberg. There was so much more. I mean, Ashoka, Rangers of the New Republic, which I think is animated. Willow. I mean, I'm a huge Willow fan. We've talked
yes.
about this on the show before. I can't wait to see that. Andor, The Bad Batch, which I keep misreading as The Bad Bitch, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe they're making a series called that. Indiana Jones, which they've said is the final. I don't really know what the Acolyte is, but that's cool. But then big news, Obi-Wan Kenobi show or
Yeah.
series. But what's really interesting about that, Hayden Christensen back to be Darth Vader.
Yes. Yes,
And I know people are like, I hate him.
my
I'm
understanding,
looking forward to it.
but my understanding is the format of that is that it's like an odd couple thing where they're living in
Yeah,
Boston in a
they're
condo,
living.
right? Because
That's right.
it
So
was filming.
they're actually living in a triple decker in the South End. Ewan McGregor character Obi-Wan Kenobi works at the New England Aquarium with the whales and the penguins, where he's just really good, both with the animals and with the people, surprisingly enough. And Darth Vader's pissed off because he's just working at a Dunkies, and Vader sucks at working at Dunkies. No, but that's what's really funny is everybody around here. I live not far from Boston, and everybody around here got all excited because it was like on the news. Everybody was talking about it because we heard they were going to be filming in Boston, and we're a bunch of morons because it was the wrong Boston, Boston, England, and we were all like, Boston,
Yeah,
where are they going to film at the Garden, huh? So on the T. So none of those things will be happening because it's happening in Boston, England. So anyway, I'm excited to see Hayden Christensen reprise his role. I think he's grown. I'm sure he's matured. I don't think he's the rough actor he was in the past, and I think it'll be great. What's your take on that, Ryan? Inexperienced. I'd love to know your take.
But I think you're right. I think it will be interesting. My main thing is I just wonder if this is another comic book play, because a lot of the quote unquote canon they say these days is like stuff that nobody's read because it's in the comics. And so even when we talk about the Mandalorian, I've been so excited for the return of Boba Fett. It's similar to Anakin, where a lot of that backstory has played out either in the animated series or in the comic books. So I'm excited to see that in live action.
I have not seen episode 15. I'm watching that tonight. I'm really excited about that, but we'll see.
Sir.
What's next? What's
All
next?
Right. What's next?
On the clock here.
Next? We are going to talk about something that I believe you're trying to get us to talk about every week on the show, which is Cobra Kai.
It's the best. So this is the trailer for season 3 for Cobra Kai, which comes out in January. Oh my God, I was like laughing and crying, and I'm so excited. This looks so good. And it's so weird because this show is like delightfully cheesy, and yet I can't get enough of it. It's like an emotional roller coaster. And so there are some interesting things they're hinting at here, including the boys, Johnny and Danny working together. And some other stuff that's interesting in there. It looks like there may be some relatives of Mr. Miyagi making an appearance. So that's coming at you in January. So, by the way, if you haven't watched season 1 and 2 of Cobra Kai yet, it's on Netflix. Do yourself a favor, put on your gi, get some snacks, sit down, and don't get off that couch till you've seen it all. No mercy. Strike first, strike hard, watch the whole series. What's next?
That's insane, bro. All right. I just don't even know what to make of that. I want to talk about something that we said. Well, we kind of made an agreement that we weren't going to do this, but I got kind of antsy and I got it. So,
but you haven't.
Here's the problem though. I'm one of those guys that I don't want to buy the digital copy only. I like, just like with DVDs and special editions, I wanted the physical disc. Sure. And it comes with like a bunch of it actually comes with a bunch of goodies that you don't have to, that's not extra. It's just part of the standard package. You get like some really cool stickers. You get a map.
Can you hold that back up, please? I didn't see the stickers. Yeah. Can you hold that up again? Hold that there for a second. What's that say? Oh, that's cool.
Night
dude.
City
I like
Heat.
That.
So the game Cyberpunk 2077, massive world. It's in the few years in the future. It's been having a lot of buzz, but a lot of it, is because people are excited. But a lot of it was because the game was delayed for so long.
So I got to tell you, I only have one concern about it, and it's a pretty big one, and I'm quite serious about this, which is apparently the game, especially I think there's a VR component that is really dangerous for people who are susceptible to seizures. It can cause seizures, and they've put no warning on it anywhere. That's what I have read and have been told. I have not played the game, so I don't know, but that's my only big concern with it, which is things like that. I mean, I have I volunteered with somebody who actually was susceptible, and I saw that individual have a seizure, and it was really troubling. And we just, those things have to be taken seriously. So folks, if you are susceptible to those kind of things, please consider yourself warned when it comes to Cyberpunk 2077. Otherwise, I'm glad the game is out, and I'm excited for it too, but I think it's really important that we talk about that. And that may have changed. They may have added that stuff since, but I haven't heard that it's been
I think
changed.
My understanding is that story spread like wildfire, and I'm not saying it was a clickbait story, it was real. But my understanding after I looked into it was that there was a journalist who was playing a preview, and she knew she had the condition. She knew she was susceptible, and so she was aware of that possibility. And then the game actually caused her to have a reaction, adverse reaction, and there was no warning. But I don't know if this is true or not, but I think they didn't put the right sort of warnings on the preview. The warnings do exist in the actual game.
Okay. Well, then I consider my
and this is not me
statement
defending
somewhat retracted, but I still think
this is not me defending CD Projekt Red or anything like that. But that's my understanding of the story.
Okay, that's good to know, Ryan.
But here's the problem: is that we got the game I got the game amazingly in less than 24 hours after ordering on Amazon. But I get the disc, and it's 2 Blu-rays, because one disc is literally just the data that you have to preload on your machine. That took 2 hours for that disc to load locally. And then I left it running, and I just left the room. I came back and I'm like, hey, I'm going to play. And guess what? You get the 0-day patch that took 7 hours to download. Because
I'm not super surprised by that.
Because my internet sucks and I don't have the gigabit Ethernet like some folks yet. But
well, you just got dial-up down in North Carolina, didn't you?
Yeah, you could see the bits coming over one by one. It was
right. They actually get delivered individually.
Yeah. So let's talk about. You had a game story with a game cabinet, but get started on that story because I got to find the actual visual.
A game story with a game cabinet.
Something about a poster.
Oh, so I discovered this today. So as you may remember, Ryan, after all, it's sitting right there. I'm a huge fan of the original Star Wars arcade cabinet from the 80s. So the one where you're flying the X-Wing and stuff against Death Star. And that's what it looked like. I played hours and hours and hours of that thing at the Dream Machine in Hadley, Massachusetts. And just today, I happened to learn about this poster, which is actually from 2015. It's Boba Fett playing the game. And let's make sure the artist. Can you scroll up? I want to make sure the artist gets credit for this. I just think so Bill McClonky. God, Bill, I hope I said that right. Great poster, great artist. Please follow him. Definitely is deserving of some good attention. He's got some great stuff. And so I learned about it because he updated it by making another one with Jar Jar. I think it was Jar Jar. I'd have to click through to his. If you go ahead, click through, because I think it should be one of the first things he did. You'll see it. Yeah, look. So
my internet. You can see the bits.
It's right here. It's going to come up. So go ahead and click that one on the right when it comes up. Anyway, good artist, clever. I just love the idea of seeing Boba flying the old arcade cabinet or playing the old arcade cabinet. I thought that was great. There he is.
Nice.
This might suck at this game.
I want to know if you can do not him, but the merchant, the flying merchant. I forgot his name.
Let's see his voice. He's if I heard it for a second, I could do it. He's
because he made a reappearance in some.
No, I'm not like that. Oh yeah. I flip around on these little wings. Now, I'm not doing it right, but I'm close. I'm getting there. If I heard it, I haven't heard it in years, but if I heard it, I'd be able to imitate it.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about something that Elon
successful
Musk.
Failure.
Well, successful failure. That's a good way to put it. So we always learn something from failure. I thought the interesting thing, though, was that as I mean, when I was looking at what happened and, generally interested what the test was trying to perform, all that, SpaceX did not acknowledge on social media that this even happened for like a whole day.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that. I noticed that too. There was there was some buildup, but not enough. But this was a remarkable flight. Went up, flipped, flew on its belly, and then, it did not complete the landing flawlessly, which is exceedingly difficult.
Sure.
And when it hit, it exploded. But
these
I
things
mean,
are
it's remarkable to see what
these
them doing
are
this. Their progression is incredible.
these are, like you said, remarkable engineering feats. So much goes into systems engineering here. So much goes into aerospace engineering. So much goes into software engineering. I mean, this is why we're doing tests, right? We got to get this right. So it's not the end of the world. I just thought it was interesting from a SpaceX has taken this really, this really robust, take on social media and the sort of the influencer coverage, and it's really made space cool again, right? And
I
so
think so. I
I would
think
have
they get a
thought
little
that they would.
casual with their launches, but I think the coverage and I
Yeah,
think what they do is incredible.
I
And
would have thought.
I'm not a big fan of Elon, and I got a lot of feelings about that. But I
Right.
do think that commercial spaceflight is a incredible achievement, if not a race in and of itself. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's great.
Well, let's go. This is our first lightning round story. I want to go quickly to the second one. I wanted
Yeah.
to know what your take is on the Galactic Federation, and are we already members and we don't know who's going to get what job or what rank on their on their lapel, or what's happening with the Galactic Federation in your mind?
Oh, yeah. No, I've already ordered my tracksuit and Nikes, and I'm ready to make the journey. I mean, I'm ready to join the Galactic Federation. So you may see that I want them to know I'm open to these types of things. I'm wearing my Starfleet shirt today, just because I'm assuming they're watching. But I, for one, am excited to welcome our new Galactic Federation overlords.
Yeah,
I just
I
kind of hope
just
they bring some cool stuff. Like, imagine if the Galactic Federation like brought back 8-track, but it's better. I don't know. I
right.
just think they could do some cool stuff.
I think that's possible. My take on this is that the only thing that doesn't pass the sniff test here is the head of the whatever this guy's title was over in Israel. He said he was comfortable talking about it now that he has enough degrees, like academic degrees, that he'll be taken serious.
I don't know. That
I
sounds
don't know about
stupid to
that.
me.
Now that sounds, I
Galactic
guess,
Federation doesn't care about that.
logical in a way, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they chose this guy and not.
Yes.
I mean, Trump could have just tweeted about it, and then everybody
Dude,
would
why
go
didn't they just come on week's end?
right, right.
You
So
don't
that's the
need
only,
anything else. You just
that's my
need
only
us.
question.
Yeah,
But
no, I
my
like
main
that.
wish is that I know that they have the base on Mars. I just want to
Of course.
know, like, when is Elon going to open up the Hyperloop so we can directly go
Oh,
there?
you're going to
Or
be able to go right there. But here's the last point I want to make on this, because I know we're in the lightning round, which is now we know the monoliths are actually Galactic Federation listening posts. Now we know.
right, or that's the
Now we know.
transport. That's the transport site, right? Like you walk up just like on like Outlander, and it beams you through the rift.
I like this.
I mean,
I
I
like
like that.
this.
But
That
the
sounds like
next
science. That
the
sounds
next
plausible.
story is also science, science of a different kind, Nerf science.
So
Now,
Ryan, do you see this space up
yeah,
here?
yeah,
That space? That
right,
space is going to remain blank for a year,
okay,
because that is what is going up there. So
no joke, no
this
joke.
is Nerf's biggest Mandalorian blaster. It won't let you disintegrate a Jawa, as they say, but boy, is it cool. I love the breach load. I just think that's really neat.
Yep.
Now, it's interesting. Travis Preble, a friend of mine who I follow on the Twitters, who's
Keep
awesome, by
talking.
the way. If you don't know Travis, you should. So he made a good point. He's actually pre-ordered one of these. He's going to get it and paint it, which I'm really curious to see what he does when he paints it and what it ends up looking like. Like, I'm assuming he's going to make it look more like it does in the show. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, I'm going to leave mine like this, and I'm excited to see it. So
Well, you know what's going to
I don't know.
happen.
I just think this is super cool.
I
The
mean,
box it comes in is gorgeous.
Nerf game or Nerf rifles, Nerf guns, Nerf pistols are perfect for cosplayers. They always take them and modify them, and I can see how this can be made almost almost to look like, the show. It's close enough.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It's not as
absolutely.
it's not as cartoonish as I think some of the other Nerf like Star Wars licensed
No,
Nerf
no,
stuff.
no, no, not at all. Not at all. I agree. And
Because I'm,
again,
I'm
if you, I don't see the box here, but if you find a
oh
picture of the
right.
box, it's really cool looking.
Yes, it's decorative. It's meant for collectors. I just
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
say though, they're saying the biggest Mandalorian blaster. It's like it's the only one. Like I mean, there. So this is the official Mandalorian blaster that is just a laser, like it just lights up laser blaster. And then I just happen to have
It just happened to.
the zombie. Let me step back. It's a break barrel. Pop in a
Can you go
triple.
like this? Thunk.
It's a triple dart cartridge, and then boom, and then it's got the cartridges go into stock, and then I of course found a color matching LED light, tactical light, which I duct taped on. So yeah,
Ryan, just when I think you can't be any cooler, you come on the show and you show me Mandalorian and zombie Nerf guns that you've taped LED lights to, and brother, you come up notches every time. You
well,
just
I
went up a
think
notch in the
they
cool
must have
factor.
they must have taken my
Cooler.
input because there's going to be LED features on this gun. I think the scope, the reticle is going to be lit up. There's going to be some extra features on this gun, and there better be for $115. There better be, right?
There better be. All right, let's keep up with the lightning round. What's next?
What is next?
Just under 4 mil. Oh, so I
dude.
wanted to share this one with you. I don't remember why. Earlier this week, I was looking for a laser tag picture for some stupid reason. I forget, probably one of my ridiculous, prolific tweets. But this was really funny. So first of all, if you were a laser tag fan, welcome. If you were a photon fan, get out. So I'm not interested in you. Was it photon or phaeton or something like that? Anyway.
Yeah.
Look at that gun was iconic. That laser gun was iconic from Worlds of Wonder in 1986, right? Man, I was so crazy about laser tag. I had the vest, I had the helmet, I had all the different targets that you could use. I used to play all the time with friends and out in the woods and by myself and all kinds of stuff doing target practice. I even had the rifle, which is still in my parents' house, by the way. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But I had the big white rifle that had all kinds of cool features. But I love this quote sometimes. I wake up in the middle of the night, sweating, my eyes blurry with strobing red dots. I can still hear the screams of my buddies who got eliminated in the empty lot by the river. It was all my fault. Why did I have to survive? Why? Anyway, I just thought that was really fun.
You know what it is laser tag was high. I mean, so name any other hobby for kids that broke through to it carried on. And then they started opening up all these gymnasiums with like laser tag arenas and all, laser tag arenas went on.
We actually have one near here. We have one called Roll On America, and they've got a laser tag arena. I don't know if it's still open because of COVID, but back when it was open, I used to take my boys there once in a while. I got to tell you, dude, it's a blast. They have like targets in the ceiling and like things that you have to hit that will explode. Not sort of explode, but like you get a bunch of points. But it was a ton of fun. I always got a kick out of the like safety briefings because it's like some teenager who hates his job, doesn't want to get there, and is like, please just carry your gun gently. No running in the thing. Make sure you don't punch anybody. And targets are in the corners. Shoot each other. All right, you got 10 minutes. Just go.
Yeah,
I get a kick out of those guys.
Well, here's the thing. The thing that made me jealous is that's like, the laser with a Z gun. I wanted that one so bad and never acquired it. I always had the knockoff, the $10 version, the whatever that never quite worked well. It was always like the dream of awesome laser tag, and then you get it, and every fifth shot might register or something.
Oh yeah.
So
hey, let me clue you into something, Ryan. You can make all of your childhood dreams come true using eBay. In fact, why that's not an eBay campaign? Fix your childhood. Just I don't know why.
Fix your childhood. Mommy and daddy didn't love you enough or something, right?
Plug the gaps.
But here's the thing about that. I got a quick personal story, and we're done, folks.
Okay.
This is the last story of the day. This is hilarious. My sister, who has kids younger than ours, has a boy in elementary school. A girl just started kindergarten. My niece and nephew. My sister texted me last night about 11 o'clock, and she's like, "Hey Ryan, do you think you know any other places where we could find a vintage GI Joe aircraft carrier other than eBay?" And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Because I mean, if you go look, I mean, the USS Flag from 1984 or 5 or whenever that was, and I mean, it's anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000 on eBay.
Put that tweet on the screen. I just sent you a direct message before we finish. You got to put this up.
Hang on.
You're going to get a kick out of this.
Okay.
I only knew one kid that had the USS Flag, and it was, I forget his name, Chris something, and it was incredible, man. It was as cool as you think it was. Like, I always wondered if it was going to be kind of cardboardish, kind of cheesy, but it wasn't. It was awesome, and it was huge, and there it is.
Oh yeah.
So that's my GI Joe code name is Briefcase, and my special weapon is a spear tipped with a poison whiteboard marker.
Nice.
So that's me. That's the flag in the background.
Yeah. Well, I never had one of those either. I did have the full size Death Star playset, but that
was something.
Even that was a hand-me-down that I like scammed from some lady's yard sale that didn't know what she was selling, and I got it for like $20. So,
guess what, Ryan?
Yeah,
eBay. Fix your childhood.
Fix your childhood, baby.
Fix your childhood, baby.
That's a great point. So, folks, that's our show. We want to put up another reminder that next week, December 18th, is the Weeks End Holiday Happy Hour Extravaganza Bonanza.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Weeks End next week.
Okay.
Yes, everywhere you stream.
We'll be working on that jingle for next time, folks. We will have festive taller hats. Please bring your drinks. Unfortunately, because it's virtual, it's going to be BYOB. But we promise for some entertaining stuff. We're going to have
special guests, performances, gifts.
And when I say guests, we mean plural.
Yes.
We're going to have Anbot. We're going to have Yancey Strickland. We're going to have Sarah Dudley. There's going to be a lot of our friends just to, kind of have a good time on Friday and talk shop and see what they are nerding out about this year.
We're going to find out.
So, thanks, everybody, for watching the show. Once again, my name's Ryan. This is Graeme. Sayonara. We'll see you next week.
Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe. Week's ending is half the battle.